So I'm like, I get like 3.
I was gonna say, is this monetized at all or no?
Mine, no.
You have to have like 10,000 views, like or something like that. On
Yeah, I've got like 400 subscribers on my one channel, and then my one that I do like when I'm driving and traveling.
Yeah.
I've got like, I don't know, 50 or 60 subscribers on that, but I don't play by the rules, so I get copyrighted, and, I get claimed because of the background music and stuff like that.
Right.
And I just push play and share it.
Gotcha. You don't edit it.
I got like 1,000 videos, and then I'm on my backup channel.
Yeah.
But most of them are all private. I've made them all private because originally I was just videoing the whole day on mute. So I put the camera up in the corner and just go. Yeah. And I've got all those saved private. A lot of those, because a lot of the 10 years, a lot of those are 10 years. A lot of those people have passed away.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I started doing it, just because small town, small community, and I go back and look at these videos and I'm like, oh, I forgot about him. Right. Anybody here? I'm in the hospital. I was so scared, dude. Because I heard horror stories about this hospital.
Yeah.
And I had a great experience.
Right.
Never had a Xanax in my whole life, and they gave me 2 because I couldn't catch my breath.
Yeah.
And then that stuff is pretty stuff. I stay away from that.
I used to get Xanax. I was never into Xanax, but I definitely like the Percocet and all that.
I had Percocets when I went and had a root canal once, and I made a mistake and played cards that night and drank beer with my brother, and then when I got up to go to bed, I fell right over, and I was like, this ain't working, I'll have another beer.
You start taking them like for a month straight or something. But I definitely like those things.
I've never, like with the Xanax they gave me when I was in the hospital, the second one I felt so good. I was like waiting for a third. They never.
Well, that's the problem with those kind of things. You start stacking them and then you're addicted to. The Xanax is it's like a downer. I'm not into downers at all, but.
See, I could never, because I was diagnosed with hyperactive.
To be honest with you, nowadays that I'm older, I probably, because I do get more anxiety now, I probably would like it, but yeah, I got a brother that was just getting loaded with pills. I used to get a bunch of them from him, and I wanted them to...
I've got an older brother that kind of set the example for me what not to do. And so, I've always been afraid.
Yeah, definitely. When I was younger, I used to party and do all that. So, you get, Percocet and the shit is the same as like heroin or opiates, and they're terrible to come off of that shit. You get sick and fucking all that shit and depression, but
poop I hear,
it'll fog you up,
I love the poop. So
I'm with you. That's one downside effect, but Xanax is more dangerous if you're like addicted to it to come off of it than Xanax is more like coming off of alcohol. You can have PTs and all that shit. I mean, again, that's if you take it for years.
Well, I Googled it because I was like, this stuff is amazing. I just smoke pot. That's all I ever do.
It's big nowadays.
I mean, my God, I took 2 of them and I'm like, so I Googled it and it said it takes approximately 2 weeks of taking those pills before you're both physically and mentally just addicted to it. And I'm like, no way. I ain't messing around with shit like that at my age.
I mean, some of the shit now, like you hear about all those little fentanyl pills and shit. Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you do that once or twice in your body to become addicted. It's so potent. But I used to get Xanax and I would sell it. I wouldn't even really take it.
Really? See, it's so surprising of all the people, you know, and me cutting hair. I never, never really put it out there, but no one's ever, my whole life offered me one, or I've been around it.
Yeah.
I really never was around anybody that took a lot of pills.
Well, you're a little old. Xanax is just kind of in the last maybe 5 years.
Is it?
Kind of started getting, you know, it's been around for a while, but people are just starting to find out. Just like in the 90s, like all the Oxycontin and shit, people are realizing, like, holy fuck, dude, that shit is nice. Like,
I don't think I ever had one of those either.
I've had those too. People, Oxycontin's time release, so you break them up and snort it, and then it all hits you at once.
Yeah, so it hits you all in one time.
Yeah, that's how people are doing now.
Yeah. Nope. I can't even do marijuana anymore.
It's all fun and games until you start getting addicted to it, and it's fucking not fun anymore, dude. Then you're just taking it not to be sick, you know, like you get
just to be normal.
Yeah, exactly. To get out of bed, you have to do it.
I had this episode that I had here was 4 days, and I just get nauseous, and it's just like the flu comes over me, and I got so dehydrated that my kidneys started to fail, and then my heart went into AFib. So what was weird was when I went into the hospital, they gave me 5 IVs, 5 bags.
Yeah.
I mean, I was so dehydrated, and I started feeling really good right after about the second one. Did some more, and then they checked my heart, and my heart rate was like resting was 160.
Yeah.
Like, holy, they're like, we're admitting you right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 160, isn't that like 100 beats more than normal? And they're like, yeah. And you're resting.
Right.
So, yeah. But nothing's like nothing, you know, once you've been sick, and I had an 8-day episode 4 years ago, and it was worse than this one, and I didn't go because it was during COVID.
Yeah.
I just refused. I wasn't going to the emergency room. I made a doctor's appointment.
Right.
As soon as they could get me in was like 9 days after it started.
Right.
Unless I went to the emergency room, and then I went to the appointment. You know what they did to me? They met me at the door, and they wouldn't let me in, and they told me to go to the emergency room.
Right.
I said, after I've been sick for 8 days, if I were going to go to the emergency room, I would have already went.
Yeah, 8 days ago.
8 days ago. So I never even had my kidneys checked, my heart checked for that at that point at all. And that was twice as long as this last one.
Right.
I bet you my kidneys were just completely like, but I don't know, because I never went. And then I started to slowly recover and got back to normal, and then it was 4 years later, hit me again.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it could be something with my colon. I had a colonoscopy. It pretty much was normal. So, and had a couple polyps, and but they said that I don't need to go back for 3 to 4 years to get another one unless I had started getting sick.
Yeah.
And so there was no cancer or nothing in there.
That's really weird.
Yeah. So it's kind of a mystery.
Yeah.
Looks good.
That sucks though, man. I deal with more anxiety stuff the older I get, having kids and shit than I ever used to. I didn't know what anxiety was until maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
You know, it's
Wake up at night and have a panic attack.
It's weird how, you know, the person that talks to you on the inside, because we all got that, you know, we talk to ourselves, whether we're talking to ourselves alone out, you know, mentally, it's like that voice inside your head as you get older, you get a little bit, your conscious mind, it gets weaker,
Yeah.
and you can't suppress that shit anymore,
no,
it just comes,
exactly. You worry
comes
about
out.
things that you never even thought about when you were
Yeah.
younger, right?
A song comes on, I start crying. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with me? And that I thought might have been because of the low testosterone. I had my testosterone checked, and I was thinking I was going to be able to get replacement therapy, you know, and I came back at 890 something, almost 9. Yeah.
That's another thing you don't want to get into though, is that fucking shit,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
the problem is, again, it can help it. Like, dude, if you stop once you start on that,
yeah.
you have to.
Well,
like,
I don't have, thankfully.
Yeah, no, it's just the same thing. It's like it's cool while you do it, but like you're on that for a lot. Because if you get off of it, you're really fucked. My brother does that too. The one that does it, he does that shit too. And it's like. And I don't, like, he has to give himself a shot every 2. It's just like, man, I don't want to get into that shit, dude.
Yeah, but if it's low, you probably should.
Yeah, no, and there's people that need it. I'm not saying
I definitely
that.
don't.
Like, he just fucking, you know, he thinks it's like steroids or something. Like, it's gonna fucking, his body's just so fucked up, dude. It's like, I look at him and I'm like, dude.
I thought for sure I would be because, like I said, I'm getting sensitive, more sensitive to stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
energy down.
Yeah, I thought I'd be at least, you know, down a lot. Because I had a friend of mine, he had his tested, he was in his 70s.
Yeah.
He was like, there was nothing left. So he's getting shots every day.
Right.
And then my wife gets hormone replacement for something. So I went to her doctor, and they tested me, and she said, it would be unethical if I gave you anything because you're 890 or between almost 900.
Yeah.
You know, max is like 11.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, how come I'm not like just like
Crazy,
crazy old macho man at 900? Why isn't my unit like the size of a sausage? She's like, it don't work that way. I'm like, oh, I was
walking around swinging dick everywhere.
Look at me, I'm at 900.
Right.
Yeah, no.
That's funny.
Because I thought, you know, before I got tested, I thought, well, I have to be low because I went from 225 pounds to I'm like 170 now. But
so I did the same thing. I was 222 pounds for a while, and I felt like shit, right? Like, and so same thing. I'm like, man, I'm like 40, getting to that age maybe, and then I had to look at myself in the mirror and be like, dude, you eat like shit. You're not working out like you know. Like, let's do the things that you should be doing first.
Yeah.
And I dropped 36 pounds, and all of a sudden I felt, you know, better. Like, not perfect, but way better. And it's like, you know, everyone just wants like the magic pill or the fucking. It's like, dude. But again, that shit doesn't always help you in the long run. It's a short-term fix. Like, eat right, do the right things, and hopefully, you know, your body will adjust to it.
I think I was misdiagnosed when I was a kid because that's why I don't like stimulants because I was always just jacked up. I mean, no one could control me. If I tried to sit still for a minute, I would just like come out of my body.
That's a big thing now, and I have a daughter who's like, so I was at about a year ago, they were talking about ADD and shit. She asked us, she's like, would you guys be willing to give her medication? And I was like, absolutely not. Because Adderall is the same thing as, once you're on it, dude. You're not getting off of it, dude. And I was like, how could they ask if a fucking 2-year-old is like, if we're willing to give her, dude, that girl can bonk her head off the wall before I give her pills. Because eventually her body's gonna level out, you know, like you're just gonna suck. But I would never do that's like child abuse to me, dude. Yeah. Then when she's 7, she's on pills that again, you take 6 months to get it like
your whole mind, your body, and everything.
It's just fucking clouded everything. Yeah, it's like I wouldn't want her to go through that. Fucking, I don't care if she's running circles around my house, dude. That was crazy to me. A 2-year-old there asked that. I was like, no, you can put down absolutely no medication.
No medication.
If she's 18 and she can decide for herself what she wants to do, I'll probably still tell you no, but yeah, it's just craziness, dude. Pumping medication into your kids.
Yeah. Well, they put me on Ritalin. That was back in the 70s.
Yeah.
That's basically, I don't know much about it, but it made me feel weird then. And then when I got in my teenage years, you know, people started doing coke and all that stuff. I could never. What the hell? Why would you even want to mess? I couldn't. No.
I've done it a couple times, and both times it made me like I drank too much coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I don't even do that. That
wings
me out. Coffee wings me out. Just whatever I get, like the Diet Coke, I can handle that. But
I drink like 3/4 of a cup a day. I can't drink a full cup, but just a little bit gets me. But yeah, if I go for that like full cup or just like fucking jittery, I hate it.
Looking good tune. This was pre-grungy here.
I gotta go to fucking Oakland on Tuesday.
You going to Oakland?
Yeah, I guess we will.
Before they tear down the
Rumor is that's falling apart, dude.
I want to go check it out.
Rumor had that whole Vegas thing is falling apart.
Oh, the deal?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me. You know what's going to end up probably happening either ways. We're going to get a team here
Yeah, we will for
to
sure.
expand the league.
So we want the team, it's the Oakland A's ownership, like usual, because they're so fucked. It's making it different. They're trying to like bid out everything. They're trying to make as much money as they can, and people are like, no, dude.
I really feel like Oakland deserves a baseball team, even though it's become a shit town.
It's because they run the team like they don't fucking put a good team on the field. That's the only problem. They're trying to run the team as low price as possible to compete with their the Yankees. It's like, come on, dude.
And that makes me like them even more because if they have any sort of natural
You're
chemistry
right.
or talent going
And that's what it used to be back when they had like Giambi and all that. That's how it was. They had the lowest and they had they were competing, but they're just not competing anymore. Like they're not even not winning 40 games. Oh, I agree. Anyone that beats the Yankees with the less like the Tampa Bay Devil Rays have beat them the last and they have one of the lowest payroll. I love it.
I went to the very first home game in Tampa, Devil Rays in St. Petersburg, Tropicana Field.
Tropicana, yeah.
I don't even think it's called that anymore.
It's a shithole. I don't think it would be a shithole.
Well, it was had a roof that was made out of a parachute.
Yeah.
And it's so hot in there. Florida's not after spring training. Nothing.
That's another owner that's like, but at least he puts a quality team out there. So my team's the Oils, and they're going to be good the next 3 years, finally, after 20 years, yeah.
I didn't take a whole lot at the top. I feel like the top was a little short.
Yeah, it was, which is fine. No, it's okay.
Sweet. Yeah. Kind of funky, right?
Yeah, it always does.
That looks good. Cool. Yep. Very nice. Thanks for hanging out and coming back with me.
Oh, you're good.
Most everybody I got caught up.
Yeah, it was funny because last week, because I got to leave again, I was like, oh, I'm going to jump on here and make my play. And then there was like very little appointments this weekend, like last Sunday. I was like, what the fuck?
I was booked up. Before I canceled that week, I was already booked up for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so
pushing people.
I waited a couple days so everybody kind of find their spot, and then I went back and got a hold of everybody that didn't reschedule.
Yeah.
And I kind of stayed late or came early, and I saw you already rescheduled, so I figured probably.
It worked out. I just couldn't believe there wasn't. It was like it looked like people were like rescheduling. That's what I figured. Once they were like, get it next week.
Well, Ashley that worked at the barbershop over there by Terrible's on Gamesburg, they had a falling out or something. She's opening up her own barbershop just up here up the street. So she'll be competing with me a little bit. But I mean, most of my customers I do the same people.
Yeah, I can't imagine you get too many new people.
No. Just because I don't have any availability, and that frustrates people. They look at my schedule and I'm booked out for 2 or 3 weeks. And then I lose people and I get slow, replace everybody, and get busy again.
Right.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Man, AT&T, you got AT&T?
Dude, did you have AT&T?
No, I got Verizon.
Dude, I have it for my work phone and it didn't work for a day and a half, dude. I was
There's
like,
towers. Yeah, you go over here to the police station, you see
fucking kidding me?
a tower, mobile tower set up on the back of a semi.
really?
There's 3 towers, I guess, that are down completely in this area, so no AT&T at all. You have to you have to use wireless.
There was, yeah. So,
Wireless.
Which sucks with wireless because if people don't have an iPhone, you don't get that text or that what. It has to be an
Yeah.
iPhone to iPhone. That's the problem with that. So yeah,
There
like
was
I had
only
customers
just
I was
one.
looking through, and if they had a, no, you're good.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, if it's a green bubble, you can tell. So I was texting. I'm like, hey, I had my wife's phone. I'm like, hey, text me if you need something. Like, that was fucking bullshit, dude.
I set a camera up here because, and I posted it yesterday. I took all the sound off. I put one of my cameras outside here because people were being so rude to the AT&T people. All these.
Oh, is that why they temporarily closed?
Yeah. Well, the power went out, and they finally had to shut down because the power went out. The power went out to half the city yesterday for like 3 hours. That's why my battery and my.
The actual power, like
The actual
okay,
power.
Gotcha.
See my battery and my.
Yeah, you got.
my,
I noticed that. Yeah.
Because I had to. The
Oh,
girls
yeah.
were still cutting the hair.
Yeah.
So I brought that over to turn the lights on, and then it was out for like 2 hours.
Yeah, dude, that AT&T, like 2 o'clock on Thursday, I noticed something was wrong. I was like, all right, whatever. And then my wife told me that she said it was gonna be 5 o'clock Friday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me,
These
dude.
people were so mad.
Oh, I would have loved, dude. If I knew that place, I would have probably came up here and be like, what the fuck?
I'm changing. I'm
I
going to
don't give a fuck
Verizon.
about my
Everybody
fucking
was all
personal phone. I care about my
just
fucking,
out of
my
control.
business phone, dude. Like, I could not believe that went out for almost a day, dude.
All right, brother.
Thank you, man.
All right, be safe. I'll see you later.